So obviously you can call us crazy, because today I want to take you on a journey to fight the stigma and break the silence. But today I want to talk about the one thing that scares us more than anything in this world, and that's mental illness. You see, I have a mental illness, if you might have guessed, that my new doctor who treats me as Damien tells me not just bipolar, I might even have a little bit of that ADHD sprinkled in. But you don't have to be worried. My mental illness isn't dangerous to you. It's only dangerous to me. And here with you today, I'd like to take you on a journey to see if we can break the stigma and actually break the silence. But you see, to make a dream like that come true, I can't do it alone. I've got a vision that we might actually live in a world where mental health is treated with the same caring compassion that we do for physical health. Who believes that today that that's actually a reality? It's not. But with your help, I'd like to ask you a few of the questions that come up on this screen now. Why can't we talk about mental health? And why can't we talk about the scary part after it, mental illness? 1 in 3 of us in this room is going to develop a mental health condition. Is it the stigma? Is it the judgment that the people that love us and the people around us might discard us or think differently or think that we're broken? Is it the prejudices we hold? And I'm first to admit mental illness is terrifying. It's because we don't understand. Is it the crushing weight of shame? Shame that we'll be judged, that we're broken, that we haven't got it all together. But with your help today, there's millions of us, not just here in this room and around this country and around the world, that are struggling in isolation to take the hardest step, which is to seek support. As a man, that was the hardest question or the hardest step that I had to take. But you see, I've got this crazy vision with my monkey in my head that we can live in a world with zero stigma. And right now, I'm discarding the shame. And we're also breaking the silence. You see, this crazy calculation that my monkey that's come up with in my head thinks this actually might stop or reduce a suicide. So being vulnerable to make ourselves feel a bit awkward might be worth the big price. But before we go any further, I'd like to actually make this TED Talk not just about me, I'd like to make it about you and us. So I'd like to invite you into what I call the vulnerability gym. You see, in the society that we live in today, and right now I can feel you saying, uh-oh, let's push this vulnerability away. Vulnerability is the superpower. The superpower to actually making the people around us feel safe, to take out that step. So you've all got those apples in your pocket in here. I'd like you to draft a message now if you'd like to. This TED Talk could either be a success or it could be a bomb. And draft a message to that one person that you think that you couldn't live without, that special person in your life. That could be grandma, that could be a mum, it could be that crazy uncle you see once per year. So with your help now, and like I said, we're living in interesting times, why don't we make a nuclear weapon of kindness right here and send that message out to the people that we love and adore? You see, it feels awkward, but that's vulnerability. You see, we all come into this world, and here we are, how ironic in Geneva, the city of perfection, that we all try to mask and be somebody that we're not. When we go to the supermarket, we wouldn't dare to pick up an apple with a mark on the outside, because we all now filter to try and be something that we're not. Our Instagram posts, our LinkedIn posts, all trying to mask our vulnerabilities, to hide our pains, when the one thing that makes us all unique is that we're all original. You see, I used to wear the mask as the perfect happy guy, the big fun Australian guy. My monkey even chose this outfit today. But I was masking something deeper inside, a pain. That wasn't the real who Damien was. That was my facade. You see, I want to take you back now, and this isn't easy. For the last couple of months, I've been trying to script this part, but it can't be scripted. I want to take you back to my childhood, and I don't want you to feel sorry for me. You see, my childhood was no different to the millions of other young boys out there. It was marred by violence and abuse. I grew up in social housing. Sometimes there was nothing to eat in the fridge. I called it crazy. It was just my normal. You see, I didn't know at the time that my mother was mentally ill. I used to even call her crazy. You see, back then I think it was called manic depression. I could never understand why she wasn't happy. She used to abuse medication and drink. My father was an alcoholic, but that was my normal. All I had as a young boy was that little voice in my head to protect me, to say, Damien, it's okay. One day I'm going to get you out of here. You see, my mother many times, as you can see, I'm the firefighter, I tried to save her. I tried to save her from suicide. I got there many times just in time. And when you find someone that you love who's trying to take their life, it's like being electrocuted. Time slows. Your mind goes into overdraft. Here's my mother in front of me, overdosed. How do I get the 911 or the ambulance on the phone? How do I save the person that should be saving me? You see, after my mother died, my monkey grew bigger. I used to feed on the trauma. I used to live by the toxic motto, what doesn't break you makes you stronger. You see, as time went on, my monkey was my guardian as a little boy. It was that little inner voice that said, Damien, I'm going to protect you from this chaos. But as that monkey got bigger, it turned into my survival mechanism, scanning you, scanning everybody, giving me instant updates, who was a threat and who was a foe. You see, as time went on, I could never talk about my childhood or talk about my issues. Where I come from as a child, that was normal. We were told to just lap it up and move on. As time went on, I ran. I ran to Switzerland. I had everything. Diamonds, cars, jewels and watches, everything to feel to feed it or to actually fill that hole inside me. But I was bleeding. You see, my monkey had become wild. He was bipolar. He could achieve things in the morning, create beautiful sandcastles, but at night he'd destroy them. Relationships, friendships, my monkey could destroy them by the end of the day. As time went on, I came to Switzerland. I had the perfect, beautiful Swiss wife who's in this room today, who's supported me for 22 years. But as I got destructive, even she couldn't help me because my inner monkey had outgrown me and had no use for me any longer. I was manic, out of control. I'd take wild risks, gamble. The bigger the risk, the bigger the rush for my monkey. As time went on, I came to self-destruction mode. And finally, the elevator hit rock bottom. There was nowhere else to go except death. My wife turned to me and she had again the hardest conversation we had in our whole life. She said, Damien, I think you're mentally ill. She luckily got me to the hospital just in time. I was broken, still fighting my inner monkey. As a man, men can't reach out for help, and there was no way I was going to get help till I got to hospital. And there it is in that amazing institution we call psychiatric hospital at the CHUV. Those nurses and doctors held my hand and put me back together slowly and made me surrender to my monkey. The only thing that stopped my monkey, and my monkey's here right now and he hates this, is vulnerability. I had to surrender to something that I couldn't control. But after that diagnosis, of course, came the diagnosis that I was bipolar. Here I was in Switzerland with the heaviest weight and the heaviest diagnosis you can have, that you're mentally ill. At that stage, I had to step back. I'd been running from the question my whole life. What was my purpose for being? In that bed and in that hospital over 30 days, the doctors gave me a new blueprint. They said there is a way, there is a future to manage with mental illness. They gave me a glimmer of hope. And that started the journey 7 years ago to where I stand here today. It hasn't been easy, and I won't lie to you, it's not. A lot of you have probably got someone that you love and adore that struggles, that goes through addiction, and the shame and weight that you have to hold, like my wife did as a carer. But she doesn't have to hold that weight anymore, and neither should you. You guys are the superpowers, the carers that look out for the people around us, because we all can do it. We don't have enough experts to save us all, so we all need to become that expert. You see, in that hospital bed for 30 days, I had to beg to God, beg to anybody. How was I going to find a future? But I made a deal with my monkey. I said, hey, can we stop destruction and create something with some construction? And my monkey finally got on board. Since that moment, I've been going around the country, around Switzerland, around the world, and doing one thing that we all can do: listen. Most people don't want you to solve their problems. They just want you to use the superpower of the 2 ears and 1 mouth. So as I stand here today, winning numerous awards, speaking to numerous people, the superpower of active listening and talking about these struggles isn't a sign of weakness. You see, being vulnerable is speaking your truth. It's removing the armour of a lifetime that we create to try to be somebody else. Actually, being vulnerable can be one of the bravest things you can ever do. The one thing I'm sure we can guarantee today in this crazy world, and as we live in interesting times, this one you can take to the bank: we're stronger together. Those old human values of family, love and support, they come from within. AI won't replace those, it never will. So as I leave you now, we're doing the first step. We're talking. It's uncomfortable. Trust me, I'm shaking. But with you guys can be the actual support network, the first level of protection, the first level of prevention is to talk and check in with the people around you. The superpower of active listening and being kind. When's the last time you've been kind to somebody without expecting something in reply? Encouraging someone that you love is in a self-destructive pattern or maybe struggling from addiction or something severe is difficult. But I'll ask you this question here. How many friendships have you lost because you care too much? I went for years, even 10 to 15 years, and no one around me, my so-called friends, told me to take that step. But now today in that hospital bed, I lost lots of friends, of course, but there's a new ones in here today, and they're in here. 7 years ago, they held my hand in that bed and they said, Damien, I'm going to stay with you because we are stronger together. I want to thank you very much for listening to, of course, this hard speech. And again, my famous quotation from Leonard Cohen is, there's a crack in everything, and that's how the light gets in. Thank you.